Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing my 2014 beauty favourites video. I may throw in a couple of random favourites at the end, or I may put them in a different video, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to get on with the makeup first because it's going to be a long video. 2014 was like a really rubbish year for me. I absolutely hated it, apart from going to uni, that was the only good bit. But makeup wise it was pretty good, so I'm going to start with primer. So the primer I think I discovered this year and have been using like the entire year is the MaxFactor Facefinity All Day Primer. I absolutely love this. I find it really good. It really prolongs the wear of my foundation. Like, I use it every single day. I think I've gone through about 3 of these in a year, which like, isn't that bad really for the amount that I use it. But seriously, it's amazing. If you can get your hands on this primer, I would definitely like recommend it. You can get it from Boots or Superdrug, and it's around £10. It's got an SPF of 20 as well, so it's really good in the summer. Next thing I'm going to talk about is foundation, and I have 3 of these to mention in the video. Now the first one is the Guerlain Lingerie de Peur Foundation. This is the Invisible Skin Fusion Foundation. This is my high-end pick of the 3 that I have here. I really like this foundation. High-end wise, I haven't used a foundation like throughout the year that I absolutely love. I've got a couple of low-end ones that I've really loved throughout the year, but high-end, there's not really one that really sticks out to me. But this one I have really loved. Like, I've worn it a lot. I find it really just stays on my skin, and as we all know, that's one thing that I absolutely love with foundation, is for it to stay on. It's just stayed on my skin. It's the perfect colour match for me. It's just a really nice foundation. It has a really nice finish to it, and it's not talked about very much at all, and it's really luxurious packaging and everything. It is quite expensive, but I do really like this foundation, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone really, because it doesn't cling to dry patches, it's not too greasy or oily on the skin, and it's just a really nice foundation. The next thing is something that I loved in the summer so much, and this is the Bourjois 123 Perfect CC Cream. I've never really been on the whole BBCC DD cream bandwagon really. I think it's a load of rubbish, but this has got quite a lot of coverage to it for a CC cream. It colour corrects your skin. Basically, it's got 3 pigments in it that kind of do different things. I just like it because it does nice things to my skin and it makes everything look really nice. In the summer, this is like quite a dark shade for me because I did wear it in the summer, but I wore this throughout all of my holidays when I was on holiday, and I just really like it. It's just a really good foundation. It gives a really nice luminous look, really natural. It's just really nice, and it's quite light on the skin, but it still gives you enough coverage like for a foundation girl like me. But yeah, really like this, really nice. Definitely more of a summer foundation, but it is nice in the winter as well if you haven't got too many problems with your skin. And then the last one, and definitely my favourite, is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation. Everyone knows I absolutely love this. This is like one of my favourite foundations ever. Like, well, probably my favourite foundation ever. I do like a couple of high-end ones, or a lot of high-end ones really, and I like other low-end foundations from the drugstore, but this one, it just tops everything off. It's just so good. The only thing I don't like is the colour is slightly off for me. But this foundation is just amazing. All it does is lasts. I really like the finish as well on my skin. Like, it stays the same throughout the day. It doesn't like go into any pores. Currently I'm wearing the Tarte foundation that I mentioned in my haul video the other day, and the Amazonian clay one, and I was so looking forward to like trying that and wearing it. I'm wearing it today, and it's just sunk into my pores and made everything just look horrible within like a couple of hours. This one doesn't. It just makes everything look lovely. Like, I just really like it, and seriously, if you haven't tried it, just go and give it a go. Like, it might not work for you, but seriously, I don't know what skin it wouldn't work for. My only problem slightly with it is that I do get dry patches on my forehead, and it does slightly cling, but not as much as other foundations at all. But yeah, absolutely love this. Now on to concealers. Now the one that I want to talk about the most is the Make Up For Ever Full Cover Extreme Camouflage Cream. I got this in the summer when I went on holiday to Barcelona, and there was a Sephora there, and I picked this up. I'd heard a lot of people talk about the full cover concealer, and I just thought I would just give it a go. Seriously, this has knocked every concealer out of the water. It's amazing for blemishes and spots. It's quite thick, or it's really thick. I don't really use too much of it. I just kind of like squeeze out of the squeezy tube, which I really like that it's a squeezy tube because you can like control how much you need. But seriously, it's like you squeeze out, it's really thick, you don't need too much, really pigmented. It just blends so nicely, it stays on all day. I haven't used my Lasting Perfection Concealer by Collection since the summer really, unless I haven't had this on me. But seriously, this is amazing, absolutely love it. Can't say enough about it really, it's just amazing. And also, I mentioned in my previous video, Make Up For Ever is apparently coming to Debenhams in the springtime this year, so everyone will be able to get their hands on this. So yeah, really like this. And another concealer is the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser Concealer. This is one that I bought actually while I was abroad. It's actually, I think it's slightly different to the other ones. I think it's like a more of a brightening one. I can't really see the difference, but it is slightly different packaging. I don't know whether that's just because it's a different country, I'm not too sure. This is really, really good. I haven't used it in a while because in the winter with like, I do get enough sleep, but kind of going out of uni and stuff, I need a bit more of a thicker concealer underneath my eyes. I need something that's going to cover up those dark circles. Whereas this is quite lightweight, it's quite blendable. It looks just as really natural. It's for people that don't really have that many much darkness underneath their eyes. And I do use this quite a lot, but just not every day at the moment. But in the summer, when I wanted something more light and more like a brightening and just refreshing, rather than like a thick concealer underneath your eyes, this is something I use all the time. A lot of people say that it's not hygienic with like the little sponge and stuff. At the end of the day, it is, because you're only putting it underneath your eyes. If you put it on spots and stuff, I understand. But literally all I use this for is underneath my eyes. Seriously, it's just really, really good. So again, really recommend this, and it's talked about a lot in the YouTube community. Now for blusher, really I've got one that just rivals them all, and this is MAC Stereo Rose. I got this in the summertime. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It is one of the most beautiful products I've ever bought in my life. The dome is like completely flat now because I used it so much. Seriously, as soon as I got it, I kind of remember when the collection came out, but I used this like all summer. I've used it like into the winter. Whenever I want something brightening to look really nice on my cheeks, I just use this. It's just absolutely beautiful and I love it. Seriously, absolutely love it. Now I'm really sorry because it is limited edition, so you're not going to be able to pop out and get this, but if you ever can, just get it. It's really hard to even explain like how it's so good, but it's just like got such a nice sheen to it. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing, and yeah, definitely rivals every other blusher in my collection. And then another one I just want to put a little shout out to. This is the Hourglass blush ambient lighting blush palette. I got this not long ago, probably like in about October time. And this palette has 3 of the ambient lighting blushes in it. I just really like this. I think it's a really nice palette. I think it's good value for what you get. And you get 3 of, you know, these blushes, which are quite expensive, like if you buy them separately, and they're just really nice. They've got the ambient lighting powders running through them. I do like the ambient lighting palettes, like I have that one too, and I do like that one. I really like the powders, but I really like my blushes, and this is just really nice. This one here is probably my favourite, which is more of like a muted colour. It's one that you can wear with a lot of things, and as you kind of go down, it kind of becomes more of a berry colour as you wear the product down. We've then got this really nice coral colour in the middle, and this one is absolutely gorgeous because this has got more of a gold toned ambient lighting powder in it, and so it gives kind of like a different finish. But they're literally like a highlighter and a blush together, and seriously they just look so pretty on the skin. I really like these. And again, look, I just had a look how pretty the packaging is. It's amazing. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is a powder, and again something that I've used on the other half of this year, but this is the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot Super Translucent Mattifying Powder. This is translucent, as I just said, and it is basically just a mattifying powder that you'd use throughout the day to get rid of oil or shine on your skin. I use this all the time. I use Stay Matte by Rimmel for years, basically. Everyone loves that, and it is a good powder, but I do find it does go cakey. Like, if you use it, like, and you get oily skin, you use it a couple of times a day, by the end of the day, you look a bit cakey. Not horrendously, but not how you'd want to look. Now, a lot of people raved about this powder, and I literally just gave it a shot. Like, I was in Boots and I just thought, Joe, what, I'll just buy it, just see how it is. And it's so nice. It's so much more finely milled than the Stay Matte one. It just looks nicer on the skin. It just kind of, when you're putting it on, it doesn't come off as cakey. It kind of just like sinks in, gets rid of the oil, and makes everything look nice, rather than kind of like getting rid of the oil but putting loads of makeup onto your face, if that makes sense. I just love this. It's really good, and what I like is it's in a proper compact. It's sturdy. You know, you can travel with this, and you put it in your handbag. Stay Matte, the lid falls off, it breaks, the powder cracks. It's just not practical for carrying around in your bag. At the moment, I've been using the Bourjois Healthy Balance powder. I've got that one in my bag at the moment, but I absolutely love this. And that Healthy Balance one, it is good, but they're kind of like quite similar. And this one is just amazing. So if you're looking for a powder, I would recommend. I know it's a little bit more expensive than the Stay Matte one, and I'm not saying Stay Matte is bad. I used it for the first half of this year, but this is just so much better. Oh, it's just amazing. Then the next thing I'm going to talk about is highlighter and bronzer. So the highlighter I'm going to talk about is the Balm Mary Luminizer. I didn't use many highlighters throughout the year of 2014, so really this is the only one that I could probably talk about. I have used this quite a lot in the summer. I really liked it, but I quite liked more of like a kind of highlighting blush. Like, for example, if I use Stereo Rose, I wouldn't use a highlighter, and the same with that ambient lighting blush palette from Hourglass. So to be honest, I never felt like I really needed too much of a highlighter. This has cracked, and the other night it fell out of the actual pan. I don't know if you can see, but it's cracked everywhere, so I have to be really careful when using this, so I'm not going to get it out and like tip it up and show you it. I think it's quite a prominent glow, really. A lot of people are like, oh, it's really subtle. You can just see it there, but I don't think it's subtle at all. I think when you put that on the cheeks, you're like, bam, I've got highlighter on. But I do think it looks really, really pretty on the cheeks. I just think it looks nice. Bronzer, blusher, highlighter, and you're sorted. But it is nice, and I do really like it, but I just think the product, it breaks, and I don't like that. Mine's broke so many times, like cracked off and like made a mark on the carpet, so yeah, that's not too good, but the actual highlighter is really nice. Now, bronzer-wise, it's tiny because I actually only have 2 mini samples of Hoola. I've used these for years, and they have never gone to the pan, so what's the point in buying a big one if the little ones aren't even gonna hit the pan? I got these in like Christmas sets and little sets like throughout the year, but Hoola was the bronzer of 2014 that I used the most, I think. The second half of this year, especially since I've had my new NARS palette, I have used NARS Laguna a lot more than any of the bronzer. I don't think I've used anything else. I know the bronzer that I did really like this year was NYC Sunny Bronzer. That was really nice, but Hoola was the bronzer throughout the summer, throughout the first half of this year that I used the most. I really like it. It's like a matte contour shade. I do know some people that don't like it. Some of my best friends don't like it at all, but this one really, really, really suits me. It can come across a little bit orange sometimes depending on the light and stuff, but I never really have a problem with it. It's completely matte, no shimmer. Obviously NARS Laguna does have shimmer. This one does it, and it's really, really nice for contouring and for bronzing, and it's just a nice bronzer. I just really like this. Nice and simple, no fuss. A little bit about eyes to you, and I have 3 of my favourite palettes from 2014 here. The first one is the Smashbox Muse palette. Now, I've talked about this a lot. I really like this. I think it might have been in my, I don't think I did a 2013 favourites, but 2012 favourites. This is what it looks like. Obviously the 6 shades in here. It's just really nice. You've got 3 matte shades here and 3 shimmer shades. I got this quite a long time ago, but I just use it all the time. Haven't used it that much in this half of the year, but in the summer and the spring, I've watched back some of my videos to find out what I was kind of using, and this was one thing that I was using a lot in lots of videos. So really, really like this. It's a lovely palette, and these Smashbox shadows are really, really nice. I've actually swatched the exposure shadows out of the Smashbox exposure palette because I was going to buy that, and they're just like, the shimmers are really, really glittery, like they're really chunky glitter, whereas this one's, the shimmers in this are beautiful, like they really like blend really nicely. So yeah, I don't know why there's such a difference. Then one that I picked up kind of halfway through the year, and something that, you know, I haven't used previously except from this year, is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. You don't get Wet n Wild over here very readily, like at all, and I got this while I was in Barcelona again. This is what it looks like, and ignore this side of the palette because I haven't used it at all. This side I've used a hell of a lot. I have used this side so much. This colour, this one and this one to create an eye has just been my go-to eye for kind of a lot of the time. I really like it. It's really nice. The shadow pigmentation is amazing. Like, I don't think we have good eyeshadows in the UK from the drugstore, but not as good as this. And this it's just a really, really nice palette. So I remember the days when Comfort Zone by Wet n Wild was the be-all and end-all of eyeshadow palettes. So if you can get your hands on this and you live somewhere where you can buy these readily, I definitely recommend it. Or if you go past and you see Wet n Wild and you think, oh, I'm not going to go there, definitely pick this up. It's so nice. But sorry that you can't get it in the UK. And then the last one, and the most boring thing in the world, a Naked 1 palette. Naked 3 I got last Christmas, and I've hardly used it, if I'm quite honest. I have used it kind of a bit. I've got it on today actually, but I haven't used it enough for it to be a favourite. And Naked 2 I only got kind of halfway through this year, but Naked 1, it's just still the best. To be honest, Naked 2 is very, very nice, but this is just so pretty. You've seen it 200 times. I couldn't really think of my favourite eyeshadow shade of like the whole of 2014. I just couldn't really think of it, to be honest. I really like Woodwinked from MAC, which is actually over there, and I can't bother to go and get it. I really like that shade, but I don't know whether I kind of used it enough for it to warrant being the best eyeshadow shade of 2014. And Smog is great in this palette, and Dark Horse as well, Hustle. They're all great. Sidecar is one that I absolutely love, but seriously, this palette is the best. If you're going to buy a Naked palette, buy the first one, not the other 2. 2's not bad, but 1's better. Then we've got an eyeliner, and this is the L'Oreal Superliner Ultra Precision. This has been my favourite eyeliner for a very long time. I just really like it. I think it was the first liquid liner I ever tried, and I think kind of you go with that one that you've used for that amount of time. And the brush is really nice. It's kind of like, it's flexible, but it's not like really bendy and gonna bend everywhere. Also, it's kind of like one kind of bristle, if that makes sense. So it's not like gonna like flick out and whatever. It's a nice brush. I really, really like the formula. It doesn't smudge anywhere. I actually used the L'Oreal Superliner in the felt tip a couple of months ago, and that just smudged everywhere on my eye. I have quite oily eyelids, so I need something that kind of sticks on, and this just stays on and stays on and stays on. I don't have any problems with it, so I'm never going to change to anything else because this is just great. And then mascara wise, I found this really, really, really difficult because I change mascaras all the time. Like if I buy one, I never really repurchase it unless it's like really amazing. But one that I have really liked and discovered this year is the Maybelline The Colossal Go Extreme Leather Black Mascara. The Colossal, the normal one, I absolutely hated it, the one in the yellow tube. This is really nice. The brush is absolutely huge. It's this really, really weird like teardrop shape. It doesn't smudge on me, which is one of my favourite things, is it doesn't smudge like onto the bottom lash line at all. But seriously, I really, really like this. It is so nice, and I just really like it. But I wouldn't say it's like the be all and end all of mascaras because I do kind of use quite a few. But it is a nice mascara and it was a nice discovery of this year. Then I'm going to talk about lip products. Now the first one I'm going to talk about is my favourite dark lip shade of the year, and one that I didn't really use until the end. So I'm really sorry, but this is just amazing and it did knock everything else out of the water. This is MAC Diva. I've worn this a lot since being at uni, like a lot, in a lot of the photos that I'm wearing since being at uni. I've just used this. It's so nice. It's kind of like a really dark, deep red / purple, and it's a matte shade. It just looks so nice on the lips. I feel like it stays kind of like, unless you're kind of like kissing someone or whatever, it stays for quite a long time, even through like drinking, which is obviously really, really good for when you go out. But seriously, this is such a nice shade, and I feel like I haven't really seen anything that's similar to this. This is quite like a unique shade, but I really like this, and definitely one of my top favourites of 2014. I then have my favourite nude, and this is by L'Oreal, and this is the Collection Privé by Eva nude, and I have used a lot of this. I absolutely love it. Out of the nudes that I had this year, this is the one I used the most. It's more of a pinky nude. The past couple of months I've been using Velvet Teddy by MAC and Brave by MAC to kind of create that Kylie Jenner-esque look, but this is a really nice nude. I really like this shade. It's definitely more pink than nude, but I really like it. I also like the smell of L'Oreal lipsticks, so they smell like proper like old makeup, and I just really like that. But yeah, that's that shade, and I do really like that. It's really just easy to wear, and that's why I like it. I can just throw it on. Then I've got two kind of shades that I wore in the summertime. This one more throughout the year, and this one more just in the summer. This is Revlon's Kiss Me Coral, which is number 750, and this is orange. This is orange as you get. This is absolutely gorgeous. I wore this throughout the summer so much, especially when I was on holiday in foreign countries, because I feel like it just went really, really nice with the tan. It's just so nice. I wore it a lot. But yeah, that's that. Really, really nice formula as well. I absolutely love Revlon lipsticks. But yeah, that's nice. And it's actually the cream formula. But yeah, really like that, especially for summer. And this is the last one of the kind of lipstick. I've got a few more lip categories going on in a second, but this is the lipstick in Sea Sheer by MAC. And this is kind of like, again, it's more like a salmony orange, but it's still orange. It's really nice though. I can kind of get away with wearing this throughout the year though. There's this bright Kiss Me Coral. I'm not going to really wear it in the winter that much really, unless I was going out. But this kind of Sea Sheer shade, really, really nice. And this lipstick for a long time as well, so really like that too. I've just realised I've also got something else to mention. This is another nude, and one that I have worn a lot this year. I got last year for Christmas, I'm pretty sure. This is the Chanel Rouge Coco Mademoiselle lipstick in 05. And I have used this a lot. The whole Chanel thing has rubbed off throughout this, on the side. But this is it's more of a dark nude. It's more of a classy nude. This is what it looks like. It's more of a brown tone nude. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I got it last year for Christmas, as I say. The packaging's beautiful. I love Chanel lipsticks. They're one of the best formulas, I think. But seriously, this is so nice. And again, I have worn this a lot. And it is just such an easy nude. The other one's more of a throw-on nude. This is more of like, oh, let's think about what I'm wearing. But it's still absolutely gorgeous. I have made a new category just basically for this lip product of a lip stain / glossy thing. These are the Revlon Colour Stay Moisture Stain. These in 4 colours, and the one that I've worn the most is definitely Milan Moment. This is very, very orange, and I really, really loved wearing this when these first came out, which was like, I think, summertime-ish. And this is really, really nice. It's an orange again, and it's more of like a salmony orange, but the way these sit on the lips, they're so, so nice. Miss Budgie Beauty actually mentioned in one of her videos previously that they kind of go on patchy. I do think the darker shades do. I can still wear them, I wear them a lot, but you just have to kind of work with the formula a bit, because once they're on, they look amazing. They look really glossy on the lips, but they stain. When you press your lips together, they are like sticky, they're tacky, but you know they're not going to move, and that is kind of the best thing, because you get the glossy look but with a stain, and you know it's not going to move all around the place. But yeah, absolutely love this one. I then have also Shanghai Sizzle, New York Scene and Parisian Passion. This New York Scene is also really, really nice. It's like a deep red, and actually it reminds me of MAC Diva, so if you wanted like a less expensive version of MAC Diva in a different formula though, I'd recommend this one, which is New York Scene. But these are really nice, and one of the best products I think that came out in 2014. And another lip category that have just magically formed is a lip lacquer. Now this is the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet. Now people have gone on and on and on about these things, and this one's in the colour Peach Club. I'm trying to speed this up because this is getting very long, but this is in Peach Club. I wore this a hell of a lot. It's a really, really nice shade. I've got 4 of the shades from this range, but this one I wore 100% the most. Really, out of everything, I wore this the most out of all the lip products I've mentioned, because seriously I just wore it all the time. I just put it on with everything, because it's matte, it kind of didn't look in your face, but it's a really nice like orangey shade. As we can see, I was living orange. It's a really nice orangey shade. I just really liked it. It looked nice on the lips and it wore well, so definitely, definitely love this. Now, I've got the last category out of everything to show you. I actually have the brush category, and this is the last thing I'm going to speak about. I had a few more things to speak about, some skincare and hair care, but if you want me to do a skincare, hair care and random 2014 favourites, then tell me down below and I would do that, but I think this video is going to be way too long if I start mentioning skincare and hair care and everything at the end. So the last thing I'm going to speak about are brushes. Now these are very interesting. I've spoken about them quite a lot. These are the fake kabuki brushes that are a dupe of the Sigma ones. They're the small ones that look like this. Sigma also do a big lot of kabukis, and I have all of those, and they're really, really nice. But these are the fake ones of the small ones. These are from eBay, and I have gone on and on about these over the past year, but seriously, this is such a good discovery of mine. They were literally like $2.99 for 5 brushes, and they are amazing. They wash well, they do the job. This one here in the middle is very, very dense. Like, it's really, really good quality, and I just can't rave about them enough. They are dirty, so I'm very sorry. I need to wash them actually. But seriously, they're amazing. So for $2.99, I can't recommend enough how much you should go and buy some of these off eBay. I will try my hardest to remember to link them down below. And the last thing that I have to mention is the Real Techniques cheek brush. This is a limited edition to the NYX Picks collection. I think it's NYX Picks. And this is what I use for contouring. And this has changed in the past 3 months how I contour. It's quite flat, but it is quite a big brush. But it fits very nicely into this space of the cheeks. I really like this. Now I know you can only get it in the sets, but the set's really nice. I use all of the brushes from that set every single day, and that's no word of a lie. Yeah, that is very true actually, I've only just realised. But this brush is so nice. Literally, I love it so much. I would 100% recommend it. 100% recommend the set, and this has got to be one of my favourite Real Techniques brushes. I don't know, I just love it for contouring. It's just so good. So that rounds up my 2014 makeup favourites for you all. Sorry for such the long video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a little look at all my favourites that I've kind of loved over the past year. As I said, if you'd like me to do a skincare, hair care and random favourites, or just random favourites, or whatever, then tell me down below and I will do that for you. I'm trying to film a few different videos over the next couple of months. If you want another uni update as well, let me know, because it's been another kind of 3 months since I've done the last one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will speak to you very soon. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. It is just down below, I'm pretty sure. So that's about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!